down. So let's give it up for Dawn and Daniel.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Don Morehouse.
And I'm Daniel Cohen.
And together we created
Hash It Out. So how many people in the audience use Twitter?
Show of hands. Let's see. How many people use Twitter? Get them up. Don't be shy. Okay. Use Twitter. Get them up. Don't be shy. Okay, good. A good number of you use Twitter. Welcome, fellow tweeters. But welcome to everyone, tweeters and non-tweeters alike, because Daniel and I are excited to be here tonight to tell you how to solve a problem you likely didn't even know you had. I came up with the idea for Hash It Out 9 weeks ago, sitting right over there, attending the Cohort 4 pitch day. I was ready to tweet and discovered I had a lack of hashtags problem.
The thing about our application is that it's fast, it's mobile friendly, it helps you engage with Twitter in the way that Twitter is meant to be used, with hashtags.
Believe it or not, Twitter is not designed to figure out what you're trying to say in a tweet unless you include a hashtag.
Now our application accepts search terms, so you put in whatever you want, and hopefully you'll get something back. When the hashtag starts spinning, that means it's talking to Twitter.
So 9 weeks ago, sitting right over there, if I had Hash It Out, I would have entered a search term like Wyncode, and it would have told me that in fact Cohort 5 or Cohort 4 had its own hashtag, and I would have used it to make my tweet engaging and visible. So you're asking yourself, well, how does Hash It Out do that? It uses the geolocation services in your device, searches within a 1 mile radius for tweets that contain hashtags and mentions related to your search. Now note that I said relevant hashtags, not popular hashtags. Wired magazine recently called Twitter's hashtags a first order action of sorting. What do they mean by that? What were they trying to tell you? They were trying to tell you that if you don't put a hashtag in your tweet, it isn't visible and it isn't engaging.
Now after you put in your search terms, you get back two lists. You get hashtags and mentions. Now those mentions are associated with the hashtags. As you can see here, the user is selecting his favorite hashtags and mentions, and he submits. And then he's taken to an editing area. Now, after you do that, you're taken to the editing area, and you're able to copy a clipboard, you're able to compose a tweet, and you're able to lock the editing area so you don't make any mistakes. He's composing. He already copied the hashtags and mentions, and then he posts it and locks it.
Now you're saying to yourself, well, it's easy to find hashtags, but remember, it's not easy to find relevant hashtags within a 1 mile radius of where you're standing. That is until Daniel and I created Hash It Out.
Now after that, you're able to verify that your hashtags and mentions are actually there. As you can see here, a user is selecting a hashtag. This is a live demonstration of it. He selects the hashtag, it sends him to Twitter, and he's able to verify that the hashtag is indeed being used, and that's a hashtag he should be using.
So the moment that all tweeters have been waiting for, sending a tweet from Hash It Out with a geolocated relevant hashtag, making it visible and engaging.
Here's a live demonstration of that. It gets pasted into Twitter, and then he's able to tweet straight from there. Now, for front end, we use W3 CSS as our framework, which is a framework for CSS. It's neat and it was simple to use, and since it was simple, it gave us a lot more time to overcome the technological challenges that my partner Don is going to explain to you.
Yes, as Daniel was saying, using W3 CSS afforded us a little bit extra time to get over some technological challenges. The first of those are to have a browser give us their geolocation. If you don't have a secure connection, you can't get the geolocation out of the browser. Normally when we develop apps, we do it in an insecure connection. So using something called self-signed certificates, we were able to develop our app on a secure connection. And then the next step was communicating with the Twitter API. That can be very complex, and it requires using a gem called OAuth. we struggled with that for a while, but we reached out to the open source creators of that, and they helped us online with that.
Now in the future, we hope to redeploy our application, collect more user information, we hope to modify our application, and of course, repeat the process. My name is Daniel Cohen. 7 months ago, I lived in a small town in Virginia. I've always had a dream of being a web developer. I joined Wyncode, and now I'm a web developer. Isn't that cool? And I would like to get into a startup business so I can accelerate my learning process.
And my name is Don Morehouse, and before I joined the Wyncode family, I was practicing anesthesiology and teaching myself software development. I like to use a lot of different technologies, and I would like to stay in South Florida and work for an agency. Y si hay emprendedores que busquen programadores que hablen español, me gustaría trabajar con ustedes. Quiero ser su programador.
Oh, and we'd like everybody to go to our site while the judges are asking us questions.
If you were to sell your app, how would you monetize it?
How would we monetize it?
Would you just sell it or have like a membership or?
I don't think we want to monetize it. It's a service for everybody to use. It's open source, and anybody wants to use it, they can use it for free.
So, as per usual, how much testing did you actually do in order to, like, test, for example, the development of passing data back and forth between the Twitter API and the responses that we were getting back?
Yeah, I can address that. Testing is very new to me, and RSpec, the testing framework, is new to me. But I did want to make sure that when we sent parameters to Twitter, that we were getting something back. So I did take the time to write several simple RSpec tests, and I would change the parameters, and I noticed that the data was changing. So in fact, it was giving me what I expected.
Cool.
On the geolocation part, did you consider any ways of changing the location? So I want a mile, I want 5 miles, or I want 5 miles with this parameter. Did you think about how you might be able to modify my recommended search area?
Yeah, in fact, when we started this, that neat, simple user interface was not there. There were a lot of choices, and I realized this is going to get complex and complicated fast. And so I just kept it simple. I hard-coded 1 mile in, but one of the things we could do is maybe put a configuration or something in there where the user could put in what they wanted.
The follow-up is, did you do any, outside of your own personal user experience with trying to do this and being frustrated with it, did you explore other people's user experience around how you would go about designing this? You talked about simplifying it. Did you look at any other aspect?
I have used it a lot myself, and I have lots of ideas how I would change it. And it's up now, so anyone can try it, and if you haven't, but go to GitHub, and you can file an issue, please.
Thanks.
I'd like to say something on that. I believe that 1 mile radius is perfect for our application because it's really meant to get back relevant information in your area. You could put in 5 mile and 10 mile radius, but to me that would effectively make the app not what it's meant to be.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you very much, guys. The clicker. Thank you. So yeah, never be left out of a Twitter conversation ever again with